What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Another day, another $2 for XRP here, man. It's been here for the last few days now. Not moving too much, and that's fine. If we look at this on a 4-hour basis, we might have some more indicative kind of readings, and it looks like on the 4-hour we do actually have a kind of more bullish look. Residing above the 50, interacting with the 60 multiple times. It's nice to see. Oftentimes what you do is with the 60, you kind of go from the 60 to the 40 to the 60 to the 40, right, until you choose a side. Here we're going from the 60 to the 50 to the 60. If we can stay above the 50 and do this, it gives us a lot more of an opportunity to see some growth, get some overbought readings, see some stronger readings, and eventually break above the 60 instead of being held down by it. I think that we are doing things differently now than what we've seen previously. At least in comparison to this here, to this here, to this here, we're holding up a little bit better. So what we need to do is continue to do so, continue holding up, and even progress, right? Progress would be nice. If we're looking at the price of XRP, it seems rather obvious that you have some type of that's not the tool I meant to draw. I was trying to use the brush here. We have some very obvious higher low kind of implications going on here. You are finding support at a prior area of resistance, prior area of support, prior area of resistance, finding support there now. You have got this kind of flag look about you, and really what you have is also a flat top with ascending lows coming in. So this does set you up for higher prices. I think you'll see higher prices culminating with the RSI and everything. Volume is dying off, but oftentimes when you consolidate, it's when your volume dies off that you look to break out. You look to see that volume follow through with whatever the direction might be, and this is where we get prepared for the potential downside. Now, I don't expect that we're going to move to the downside, but if we do, it's fine. Right? The expectation would be if we move down, a couple of things. One, you form a higher low. Two, a double bottom of sorts. Three, a slightly lower low. But in any of these scenarios, I do not see you dropping below like $1.50. Right? That'd be your worst case scenario, which from here, $1.50 is a bit extreme because that would imply about a, 25% drop for XRP. That's a bit extreme from here. I don't think Bitcoin's going to drop even remotely near that much, so I doubt that XRP drops that much, but you never know. It could happen. And the reason why we talk about this, not because we expect it to happen, but because if it does happen, you're not buying here and then panicking if it goes down here. You're prepared for it, and it's okay. You're going to be at least less scared or intimidated by it if it happens. I am very much expecting that we move up. This is the expectation. Is this the future? Is this a prophecy? Did I find it on a tablet written in stone in a cave somewhere in the middle of a desert? No, I did not. It's just an idea. I can be wrong. Ideas can be wrong, okay? Interpretations can be wrong, but the expectation is that we move up to the upside. There's a lot going on here that looks bullish, at least in the short term. The daily isn't giving us a whole lot, in my opinion, but it does. The one thing that we have going for it is that you do look to be ready to be breaking out of this long-term daily RSI downtrend that you've been in. I really did expect that you would get some deeper readings on your oversold zone here. First time, second time, third time's the charm, but you didn't do that. You actually got oversold and out of it immediately, living above the 40. That's a good look. That's not a bad look. That's a good look. So continue. And as of now, continuing would mean that you're breaking out of this downtrend in the daily RSI, which would be a good thing, a very good thing. So that in culmination with the bullish setup that you have here on the 4-hour, the bullish RSI that you have on the 1-hour, getting overbought, not getting oversold, finding support on the 40, getting above the 60. It looks good, man. It looks good to me. And then just the price action holding up here. I would think that today or tomorrow we see XRP starting to move up. Maybe over the weekend. If not, certainly I think next week is going to be a good time. We have a day and 21 hours left in this week. And I mean, obviously you can already see that this week is we've got more volume than what we've seen since March 3rd. So in about a month's time, this is the most volume we've seen. It's on a very decisive candle, let's just say, where you had a fake out below this low, the February 3rd low. We had some of the lowest prices in this overall range, ate it back up to the upside. I mean, this time didn't even merit too much growth to come, but you still grew for about 4 weeks, 3 weeks afterwards. I would think that not only do you grow for the 3 weeks after this to come, but probably the next 2 months to come. By the end of June, you're going to be at dramatically higher prices. We're thinking about prices at about $8.37 to $16, maybe even more than that by the end of June. It's a big range. Those are big numbers. Regardless of what the range is, those are big numbers altogether, but I really do believe that's what XRP is going to do. I believe it's capable of seeing that kind of growth, and it's going to leave people in disbelief. It's going to seem so obvious after it happens. Of course, it would see this kind of stuff. It's a United States crypto reserve. Of course, it's going to see this kind of stuff. They went to war with the SEC and they won. Of course, it's going to this kind of level. It's maintained relevance cycle after cycle after cycle. It's broken through a lot of innovative layers and technological advances with crypto, and also has maintained a community that's only built relevance. It's had the perfect storm of negativity, hype, and just absolute disbelief. Its next destination is nothing shy of greatness, and I'm just saying, guys, here at $2 now, it's going to be, beyond all the rhetoric that I want to say for hours here, that anyone maybe in the XRP army could say for hours here. What I will say is, right now it might not seem so obvious. When we're up here, it's going to seem obvious. It's going to seem very, very obvious that this is the only destination we are going to go to. But right now, here we are at $2, dramatically lesser than that. The minimum target's at $8.37. The maximum target's at $16. I think we're going to go somewhere in between. I'm thinking $11 to $13 personally, but time will tell. By the end of June, that's the expectation. Do not be surprised if over the coming days, again, the expectation is to move up over the coming days. Where are we going to move up to? From this relative high to the relative low, and that was not the high. I need it to be specifically on the high. You know what? Let's actually get the overall high. In fact, let's do that. The overall high here to the overall low. I would expect that the next move could take us up as high as like 255, and that'd be fine with me. I think 255 is not a bad area. If we can close above 255, you guys, on a daily basis, 256, that validates this low that we had here at $1.61. It's very, very possible that we could get there by the end of this next move, which could take place not just in the next couple of days, but by the end of next week, we could be up there and validate this low. Also, a move up here above the golden ratio would break us out of this downtrend that you've had on the daily basis. I didn't draw that line the straightest. I'm it's a little wavy. I'm completely sober, but I can't draw. You can see what I'm going for, though. It would definitely break us above this downtrend, certify the low with the golden ratio close, yada, yada, yada. A lot of bullish things that would be triggered from that 255 area. And that, to me, is the next logical area to build from when it comes to this price area here. I don't expect it's going to be a straight shot. I don't believe that in 2 days' time you're going to be up there, but you could. I think it'll take, maybe sometime next week that we see this price. And there's going to be a little bit of volatility, but ultimately I think that's where you're working your way. And then beyond that, of course, as the weeks, as the months come a little bit further. So I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.